What's going on, guys? Iron Lion at C2E2. We're here with Tony Trophy. We're gonna do some interview questions with him and learn a little bit about the artwork he likes to do. One of the questions we're asking right now that we're really enjoying is, where do you stand with this whole AI art and like kind of the controversial stuff that's been happening?
Yeah, I'm probably a little bit biased because I come from a tattoo background, the tattoo world.
Okay.
And it's also huge there.
Yeah.
And my thing is I'm all about progression. I'm all about being progressive, and anything that can help you get to a better level, I'm for it. However, if you're one of those artists who are using AI and just doing line for line, color for color, straight ripping from that design, that's not cool.
Yeah.
However, if you're using it just to help creative flow, looking at different ideas, things like that, what it was made to, for, it's I don't see a huge difference in that or from the people who sit there on Pinterest and just look at Pinterest photos. Like, to me, it's like you're still stemming from somewhere. As long as you're not ripping it straight from that image and you're just trying to help your creativity. I feel as artists, I don't know a single artist who has never fallen into a hole where they're like, I can't come up with anything. And they need something to kind of just help stem there. If you're just looking at ideas, that's cool. But so there's a fine line, because I know there's a lot of artists that go out there and they'll just take it, won't give credit to anybody, won't tell people, and that's shady.
Yeah.
But as long as you're using it for what it's for, just to help create new ideas, then I'm cool with it. Yeah.
Have you used AI to inspire your own pieces or anything?
So I don't personally I'm not a tech guy as far as being able to use that stuff. I'm sure when I go through and try to just get new ideas of how to do things differently, maybe lighting ideas, I'm sure a lot of that is from, derived from AI, because a lot of it is becoming on there. But I don't I try my hardest to when I look at it, I'll look at it, I'm like, okay, that was cool, but I don't have anything out while I'm working to
you're not tracing
stealing
anything.
things that. You know what I mean? So and I'm very upfront about that. I do like to try to look and be gather ideas, brainstorm, and get things going that way. I like to study a lot before I just jump straight into working on a piece. That way, I have a direction of where I'm wanting to travel with stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Now that the AI question's out of the way, can you tell us about yourself and some of the projects you've worked on and things along those lines?
So I'll go back to, I started with I've been tattooing for 20 years.
Okay.
I've tattooed everywhere in the world, and I've always had I would be lying if I said reading comic books as a child didn't stem me into being an artist, wanting to do art. And I feel like my style in tattooing was, from reading comics back then.
That's really
I do
cool.
I do a lot of lady figures in my art and stuff like that. And of course, my favorite characters have always been Black Cat, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, all of those. So that's where it all generated. Being young, my dad bringing me home comic books and being oh, this is cool. And then just one day being wait, I could do that permanently on people. That's sick. I want to do that. So
I know a little bit about tattoos. You got a lot of traditional tattoos, correct?
So on me, I have a lot of traditional tattoos.
Yeah, so is that your style?
I do more of a illustrative, neo-traditional, lots of line weights, different different transitions, things like that.
Okay.
Which I guess you'll see with my art as well.
Okay, perfect. So you were mentioning that your dad was bringing these comics and it inspired you to be an artist. So when did you start, drawing or getting into this industry? Where did you start?
So I started art-wise, I remember 3rd and 4th grade is when I really started drawing. My older sister's an artist. She's actually an art teacher. So she was an artist, and we would sit, when we were younger, we'd be draw a tiger. And we would see who could draw a tiger the best. I mean, this is before we even had images in front of us to look at. So we would do that. We would do that constantly.
You guys weren't Googling anything.
We weren't Googling. This is just we were just trying to draw stuff straight from our minds. So I would say 3rd, 4th grade is when I really started drawing. And 5th grade is when my teachers noticed that I had something. And ever since then, it was like GT classes, AP classes, going up from there. And
do you have a teacher you need to shout out to be like, shout out to that teacher for pushing me forward or anything?
Not really.
Okay.
When I was out there, my teachers were very like, they didn't, for some reason, my teachers didn't like comic art. They didn't like any kind of like, I had anime kids in the class and they would draw anime and they're like, that's not art. Stop doing that. And then you look around this place and it's like,
that's all
booming.
that it is.
It's booming. Like, so I can't really give credit to people because they held people down.
Well,
which sucks.
Well, power to you for pushing through that, right?
Yeah.
So awesome. So you were mentioning some of the the early comics that you were paying attention to. Do you have a favorite person that you like to draw?
Oh, Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy is right up your alley?
I love Poison Ivy. Main reason is she's a female, and I love drawing female characters. I just love you can make them look strong. You can make them look like maybe you can give a lot of emotion to your female characters. I mean, you can do the same with males, don't get me wrong, but I just love drawing the female face, the female figure. And then another thing that I love doing is floral, especially in my tattoo world. I do a lot of floral work, so I can bring those two together.
Yeah.
And I get to mesh them, and I just love, so my goal, you asked me, and we didn't cover that question, but when I started in the comic community, and if I could do a little quick plug.
Yeah.
I actually started, this is my first cover ever. And it's here. Yeah, it's here at C2E2, was my first cover, an exclusive for World Tree 9. My goal in the community would be eventually getting my own exclusive Poison Ivy. Like, that's my goal.
That's your end goal?
That's my end goal. I don't like to do anything without goals. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, if I don't have a goal, I'm just kind of swimming in the dark. And so that's my goal. If I could do a Poison Ivy and get one graded at like a 9.8, I'll be straight.
You can't hit a target you don't have, right? You gotta set those goals. That's awesome. Dude, a Poison Ivy from you, that would be sick. That's awesome. I hope you get there.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So,
so that's your go-to character. It makes sense, right? Female, the floral stuff, right? So what's like the opposite of that? What's your least favorite character to draw, you know?
Least favorite character to draw. I would have to say, man, I don't know if I even have a least favorite.
Okay, that's kind of a good.
I just did a remark of Beast, and I've never done like an animal style, and I just had a blast doing that. So I mean, I think as an artist, I don't have a character I don't enjoy drawing because I can still do my thing with it. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm constrained, I think I'd be like, oh man. But I've been able to do even with the World Tree. She had certain tattoos, and I don't do tribal tattoos ever in my work, but I had to do those, and I was like, you know what? We're gonna make it different. We're gonna do something cool with it. So I still had a lot of fun.
So it sounds like you accept challenges.
For sure.
You want to be pushed to your limits.
As an artist, if you don't do that and you stay in a comfort zone, I just feel you don't grow. You don't have that chance to grow because you're staying comfortable. And I like to try to do different. I try to go different routes, and even if I fail at it, I still attempted it, and just then it becomes a thing of like, I may have failed at that time, but that's just something to work on.
Yeah, most definitely. You got to fail to learn, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So lastly, do you have any upcoming projects? You showed us your first official cover and everything. Do you have anything else coming up?
So I can't talk too much about it, but I do have a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive dropping as well. So I'm super stoked.
Okay.
I can't really say what it is yet, but I do have one. I'm stoked on the cover. I loved it. And what I love about the cover is it's going to allow me to do remarks that brings my tattoo world into my comic world.
That's great.
And that's what I aimed for that. So like all my remarks will be able to be like from my tattoo world.
That's great.
So I'm super excited.
I got kind of two questions for you then. So first one, when are the dates for San Diego so people don't miss out on it? Do you know?
It's end of July. It's the last weekend in July.
I
don't know the dates, but it's last weekend of July.
I'll have the dates pop up right here so that way people know. From there, are you still tattooing? Is that still you still tattoo?
I'm still tattooing. I run one of the biggest tattoo conventions in the United States. So I'm like huge in that world. And I'm not even trying to sound cocky or anything weird like that. It's just
own it.
I've worked my butt off in that industry. And now I'm like excited to do this because it's allowing me to get my creative flow back and like enjoy art for art and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
It's nice that you have two avenues.
Yes.
That way you can, if you're not actually like burnt out or bored of what, if you need a break,
it allows me to, like I said, it allows me to like just enjoy art again as far as like on paper, like just drawing something that's not made to be on a body and like be that. It's I can just enjoy and explore my canvas as far as the paper goes.
That's awesome.
So,
That's awesome, man. Well, we're going to have some of your art pop up on the screen just throughout the video and everything, but where can people find you on social media?
Instagram's the best way. On Instagram, my comic, I just started a comic one, so it's just Tony Trophy Art.
Okay.
And in the tattoo one, it's just Trophy Tattoos.
Trophy Tattoos. I mean, I love it. You've got a name that you are living up to, man.
Yeah,
Trophy, you're killing it. I love your energy. This was great.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, click this video right here. YouTube thinks that you'll like that one even more than you like this one. Also, click down there to go ahead and subscribe so you won't miss out on any of our content. Also, like and comment down below. On behalf of everyone at Iron Lion, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.